Welcome back to the Herb Library. Let's open today's page of nature's wisdom. Did you know that the plant on your nightstand, the calming one, the wellness plant, might be working against you while you sleep? Most people assume bedroom plants are automatically good. More green, better air, better sleep. Not always true. Some of the most popular bedroom plants do the exact opposite of what you think. This isn't plant shaming. It isn't fear-mongering. Every reason here is documented. Toxicity, allergens, mold, even nighttime oxygen competition that changes the air you breathe for 8 straight hours. Here's a taste. Number 4 sits in a huge share of American homes, and poison control gets calls about it every week. Number 7 is the plant people buy because they think it purifies the air. At night, it does something to your air quality nobody talks about. Number 9 looks harmless, until you factor in a cat, a dog, or a kid. For them, it's genuinely dangerous. Your bedroom is the one room your body is supposed to recover in. If something in it is quietly working against your sleep, your allergies, your air, nothing else you're doing matters, and the damage builds slowly. The headache you blame on stress. The stuffy nose you blame on allergies. The restless sleep you blame on everything except the thing 6 inches from your face. Stick around. By the end, you'll know exactly what to check tonight. Let's start with the one almost everyone already has. Today's library entry is Number 1. Aloe Vera. Aloe Vera is one of the most trusted plants on the planet. People keep it in the bedroom because it feels like a walking first aid kit. Snap off a piece, soothe a sunburn, done. But almost nobody knows this. The healing gel is only part of the plant. The outer rind contains aloin, a bitter, laxative compound that's toxic if ingested. It's not the gel that's the problem, it's the whole leaf. That's why vets see a steady stream of pets who bit into an aloe plant and ended up vomiting, with diarrhea and dehydration. Sometimes from one curious bite. You don't have to get rid of it. Keep it up high, out of paw and toddler reach, away from the edge of a nightstand where a leaf can get knocked down and chewed. Number 2. Pothos, devil's ivy. Pothos gets recommended to everyone because it's nearly impossible to kill. It forgives overwatering. That forgiveness is the problem. Pothos tolerates soggy soil so well that owners keep it sitting in water or constantly wet dirt. That waterlogged soil turns low oxygen. Anaerobic bacteria move in and start releasing sulfur compounds, the same family of gases behind that faint, off smell in a stagnant fish tank. You won't consciously smell it. The human nose picks up these compounds at concentrations low enough to affect your brain without ever registering as an odor. Remember this villain, volatile compounds released from plant soil. It comes back. People who keep an overwatered pothos on the nightstand report waking up groggy or restless, with no idea why. The fix: let the soil dry out between waterings. Never let the pot sit in standing water. Number 3. English ivy. English ivy shows up in bedrooms because it's lush, cascading, and gives that cottagecore look. But that same dense, ruffled foliage is a dust magnet. It traps dander, pollen, and debris in every leaf fold, and almost nobody cleans an ivy plant leaf by leaf. Its roots also love constantly moist soil. Moist soil is exactly what mold spores need. One greenhouse comparison found English ivy pots grew several times more mold than other common houseplants side by side. There's our villain again. This time it's spores and dust, stirred into the air every time you brush past the pot or a fan kicks on. People with mild allergies notice more morning congestion specifically in rooms with ivy. They just never connect the dots. The fix: wipe the leaves down regularly or move it somewhere with more airflow than a closed bedroom. Number 4. Dieffenbachia, dumb cane. This is the one from the intro. Sitting in a huge number of homes, and poison control fields calls about it constantly. Here's why. Its leaves are packed with microscopic, needle-shaped crystals. A chewed leaf drives those crystals into the mouth and throat tissue. Then enzymes in the sap start breaking down cell structure, swelling severe enough to affect speech and swallowing. That's why calls spike every week. It doesn't take much, just one curious bite. The fix: this one doesn't belong on a floor-level shelf in a bedroom shared with kids or pets. Put it up high, or choose something else for that spot. Number 5. Boston fern. Boston fern earns its spot for one reason: lush, feathery, instant greenhouse retreat energy. Here's where it gets alarming. Boston ferns don't use seeds. They release microscopic spores continuously into the air around them. In a closed bedroom, those spores circulate in the air you breathe all night. For anyone with sensitivity, that's a direct trigger for allergic reactions and asthma-like symptoms. It doesn't stop there. Boston ferns need high humidity to survive, constant misting, damp soil, the exact conditions that invite mold onto nearby walls and drywall. That's the volatile and spore villain, third appearance. You should be seeing the pattern by now. Some people who keep a Boston fern bedside wake up congested, even in seasons when their allergies are quiet. The fix. This plant does better in a bathroom or well-ventilated space than a closed-off bedroom. At this point, people always ask, okay, so what can I keep in my bedroom? I've put together a list of plants proven to help with sleep and air quality, linked below. Now, the second half of this list. Number 9 might be the one closest to your bed right now. Number 6. African violet. African violet earns its spot on nightstands because it's small, colorful, and blooms constantly with almost no effort. Here's the reveal. Those soft, fuzzy leaves everyone loves to touch are covered in tiny hairs that act like a dust trap. They build an electrostatic layer that collects dander, pollen, and dust mite debris. And because the leaves rot if you wipe them with water, almost nobody cleans them properly. That dust reservoir just sits there, inches from your face, all night. People with mild dust allergies notice more sneezing or itchy eyes specifically near a bedside African violet, without ever suspecting the plant. The fix? Dust the leaves gently, with a dry, soft brush. Or move it further from the head of the bed. Number 7. Rubber plant, Ficus elastica. This is the one from the intro. People buy it because it's marketed as one of the best air-purifying plants out there. But almost nobody knows this. Those big, broad leaves are transpiring constantly, releasing water vapor to regulate their own temperature. In a small, closed bedroom, an oversized rubber plant can measurably raise the room's humidity. Higher humidity overnight is exactly what dust mites and mold spores need to thrive in your mattress and bedding. Same villain as before, just coming from the plant instead of the soil. On top of that, like most ficus varieties, it produces a latex-rich sap that can trigger skin irritation or allergic reactions on contact. So an air-purifying plant can, ironically, leave your bedroom stuffier instead of fresher. The fix. This one does better in a living room or a larger, better ventilated space, not the corner of a small bedroom. Number 8. Yucca. Yucca is a bedroom favorite for its bold architectural look. Instant and modern, almost zero care required. But those same sword-like leaves are a real injury risk in the dark, easy to bump into getting up at night. And yucca has a higher than average rate of nighttime respiration. While you sleep, it's consuming oxygen and releasing CO2, just like you are. In a small, sealed bedroom, that added CO2 can push air quality the wrong direction overnight. Some research links this to grogginess and morning headaches. A beautiful, low-maintenance plant can still leave you foggy in the morning for no obvious reason. The fix. Keep it in a room with a door left ajar, or better airflow, not a fully sealed bedroom. Number 9. Lily. This is the one from the intro. It looks harmless, even elegant, but if you have a cat, this one needs your full attention. Here's the mechanism. True lilies release large amounts of pollen. For people, that's a rhinitis trigger. Sneezing, congestion, disrupted sleep. For cats, it's far more serious. Ingesting even a small amount of lily material, a leaf, a petal, pollen, groomed off their fur, can cause acute kidney failure. It doesn't take much. It can be fatal. That's why vets specifically ask about lilies when a cat comes in with sudden lethargy or reduced appetite. The fix. If you have cats, don't just move it. Skip lilies indoors entirely or keep them fully outside the home. Number 10. Spiky cacti. Cacti make the list because they're the ultimate "I forgot to water it and it's still alive" plant. Trendy, low maintenance, everywhere on nightstands right now. Beyond the real risk of getting jabbed reaching for your phone in the dark, there's a subtler issue. Sharp, pointed shapes aimed at where you sleep are linked, in biophilic and design research, to subtle, low-grade tension. Your brain registering sharp object nearby, even while you rest. That works against the sense of safety a bedroom is supposed to provide. That's why cacti get recommended for entryways and desks, spaces tied to protection and focus, not the one room meant for total rest. The fix. Keep the spiky ones out front or on a desk. Choose something round-leafed for the actual bedside. That's 10 plants. If you've been checking your own bedroom along the way, chances are at least one of them is in your house right now. This doesn't mean plants are bad for your bedroom. It means not every plant belongs in every room. Now you know which ones to rethink, and why. Your homework. Tonight, take 1 minute and look around your bedroom. Spot the Dieffenbachia, the rubber plant, the lily on the windowsill. That's your starting point. Move a pot. Change your watering habits. Swap one plant for another. You're already ahead of most people who never think about this at all. This is a 5-minute fix that could change how you sleep tonight. If this saved you from a mistake you didn't know you were making, hit subscribe. There's more like this coming. And drop a comment. Which one did you just realize is sitting in your bedroom right now? If you're enjoying these library entries, subscribe and become part of our growing library of herbal learners. The herb library is now closed until our next library entry. Stay curious, stay informed, and let nature be your teacher.